Hello there, people of the internet. I am out here with a little 38 Smith & Wesson. This is not 38 Special. A lot of people kind of confuse the two. This is a very popular little style of handgun that would have been around in the early 1900s or so. 38 Special kind of outshadowed 38 Smith & Wesson in terms of popularity, and so as a result you don't really find 38 Smith & Wesson around all that much, and you don't really find modern guns chambered in it. For the most part, if you're getting one of these, it's going to be an older gun. A lot of these old guns, people will sell them as gunsmith specials because they think that the barrels are not functional. That's not the case, or not the barrels, the cylinders. They think the cylinders are not functional. That's not the case. Once you pull the trigger, it actually sets itself into timing, and then you have yourself a nice good lockup with that cylinder. It's a good way to get yourself a cheap revolver if somebody doesn't know any better. That being said, I've still never shot this thing, and I have no idea how good the what would you call it, how good the timing on it actually is, because like I said, I've never shot it. So I have some 38 Smith & Wesson here, and I believe that this is the right cartridge for this revolver. So we're going to go ahead and just load a round in this thing, close her up, make sure that she is locked nice and tight. I'm going to pull the trigger on this with one hand, kind of hold it away from me, just in case something goes catastrophically wrong with this thing. I've never fired one of these styles of revolver before, and having a revolver that just kind of spins in circles makes me a little bit anxious. So rather than risk it for the biscuit and hold it with two hands, I'm just going to aim like this, pull the trigger, and we'll see if she goes bang. I'm sure she'll go bang. The lockup looks good. The firing pin comes through. This should work fine, assuming that this is the Smith & Wesson, the 38 Smith & Wesson that this revolver is actually chambered in. Firing. Oh, she fired. I didn't feel any back blast on me. I know if I'm firing a revolver that's out of timing, I'll get a little bit of like lead back blast back in my face. What I don't like about these revolvers is, let's say you fire like 2 shots in a bad situation, you got 3 shots left, and you're like, oh, the bad guy's running off, let me holster or put it in my pocket or do something with this gun. Cylinder gets rotated, and now you got your attacker coming back at you, and you're like, oh my god, let me draw this. Click, oh no, click, oh no, because it like rotated back around to the fired cylinders. I don't like that style of revolver. I wonder how long it's been since this thing's been shot. It sure looks like it's sat for a long time. So as we open this, it should top eject in theory. That should have bounced the cartridge out. Looks like it did not. This right here is definitely an old revolver, and it has seen better days. So looking at the casing, I don't see any bulging or anything like that. That's awesome. I'm gonna learn how to reload these. I'm gonna have to get myself some dies, because I think I have a 150 round box of this stuff. I might have a partial box as well, but not very much of this stuff. This stuff is hard to find. It is a little bit on the expensive side. Let me go ahead and load a couple of cylinders with this. This is a 5-shot revolver, so since it comes in boxes of 50, I'm going to go ahead and load it with 4 shots here. All right, in theory, if this was working the way that it was supposed to, you would open this up, and this little star ejection thing should knock out all your spent casings if you open it fast enough. If we had a little bit of a malfunction and that did not happen, I'm not all that upset about that. I'm going to load up a couple of rounds, leaving empty cylinder. You don't have to carry this on an empty cylinder because the chambers just rotate freely anyway. This has a safety mechanism inside of it to where the firing pin does not come out of the breech face unless you're holding down the trigger. So I'm going to leave that about right there, and we should be able to just shoot this thing. I think this is a 3-inch barrel on this thing. I think it's double action only, so we're not going to get a tremendous amount of accuracy, but it should be okay-ish. Okay, well, I hit that piece of wood. Let me wander down there. I want to see where I hit that at. Ah, dude. Hell yeah, this thing seemed to have hit that piece of wood basically right where I was aiming. Of course, with this being double action and quite the stiff trigger pull, I'm not going to be amazingly accurate with it. But that was a pretty nice shot right there. Yeah, there's another. Okay, cool. That's pretty gosh darn close to the last one. This revolver might be more accurate than I was giving it credit for. That is awesome. I'm not sure how powerful 38 Smith & Wesson is. I'm going to shoot the water real quick. We got ourselves a puddle of water right here. I'm just going to shoot that, and we'll compare it to some other stuff out there. Probably going to be on par with 38 Special if I had to make a bet. Okay, yeah, that looked like it was about on par with 38 Special. I'm going to have to get myself some more some more 38 Smith & Wesson, because I'll be honest, I actually really like this little revolver. I'm gonna have to get myself another one of these too, go out there, duel with these bad boys. So it's going through the piece of wood that we have out there, but that's like particle board. We have ourselves a pallet right here. I'm gonna try and hit the wood on the pallet, and we're gonna see if this goes through. It is soft lead. If it was a jacketed round, we might have a better chance, but I'm still sure that this will go through. Okay, let me check that real quick. Here's our entrance. Oh yeah, she sailed right through that piece of wood. So since it went through the wood, it'll go through gelatinous mass. It will kill. So now we open this thing up. I'm gonna see if I open this fast enough, if it'll eject properly. Yeet. Nope, that did not work. Looks like we have ourselves a little bit of a stuck case here. Let me push these back in, close her back up. We'll try that one more time. Yeet! Aha! Look at that, it worked that time. Nice. Maybe if I polish up these chambers a little bit so the brass doesn't get stuck, we might have some better luck doing that. I do have a little 32 Smith & Wesson. I need to get some 32 Smith & Wesson ammo. I got 32 Smith & Wesson long, which I can cut down to 32 Smith & Wesson regular brass. That might be what I do. But I really like this this old little revolver, like way more than I was expecting myself to. I was expecting to bring this thing out and be like, yeah, okay, la-di-da, let's get this on video, just so I have it on the channel, so we have some shooting footage of one of these old 38s. But dude, I'll be honest, I actually really like this. The trigger pull on it is nice and consistent. It is double action, it is heavy, it's not going to be tremendously accurate, not without significant practice. Ammunition is expensive and hard to find. I can't remember where I got this stuff from. As a matter of fact, I think it was one of you guys that sent it out to me. I definitely need to get my hands on more, and I got to get myself the means to be able to reload these. And another one of these. I'm gonna go get me another one of these. I'm gonna go browse Gun Broker as soon as I get home, man. I brought out my Colt Walker today, and I was expecting that to be like my favorite revolver, but man, this thing right here is just so cool. I actually really like it. I really like this thing. The recoil is about on par with that of the Walker, but it's so much lighter. Granted, less powerful, I'll give you that. But man, this thing is neat. This thing is neat. It's comfortable to shoot. It's accurate too. I'm smacking that piece of wood that we have out there at 25 yards pretty gosh darn consistently. You know what? We have like a can or something on top of that piece of pallet out there. I think it's anchored in place, but I should be able to tell if I hit it with this thing. Let me see if I can shoot that thing. That looked a little bit low. I see a new bullet hole down there. Ah, we got it. I saw the smoke come off the top. Okay, let's see. What else do we feel like shooting? Let's hit. I see a plastic water bottle right there. This is a good indicator of how powerful some of these cartridges are. I'm going to hit that plastic water bottle. We'll see how high it flies into the air, or if it flies into the air at all. I'm shooting the ground underneath it, which is nice and swampy. Well, it didn't seem to do anything. Okay, how many more rounds do I have? I got 2 more rounds. Fantastic. There is an old bug sprayer out there. Let's see if we can hit it. We should hear the clack of the lead on the plastic because it's fairly far away. Aha! I think we got it. I saw like dust cloud behind it, so we're gonna assume that we hit it. I got 1 more round here. Let's send it. Aha! We got it again. Hell yeah! This is an accurate little revolver. I really like this thing. Man, that is cool. I'm gonna have to get some more stuff for this. Wheat! Oh, come on now! Don't you blue ball me like that. Okay, well, I'm glad that we came out here to get this footage for the channel. I'm glad that I managed to get the chance to shoot one of these and really understand just how much I like it, because I really like this thing. That is not bad at all. I'm gonna have to get myself more 38 and 32 Smith & Wessons, because that's cool. What I need is a 32 ACP. That would be neat to have. I don't know, I think I might just be into small handgun calibers, because that is really neat. Thanks for watching, folks. I appreciate your time. Like, subscribe, share. The sights on this are definitely something to be desired, but it seemed to work well enough. So I'll see you guys in the next episode. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do next. Probably shoot this thing some more, honestly.
I've done this. Bonnie and Clyde be damned. The poor man's Garen. It's a shame that bolt-action shotguns aren't more mainstream.